As stated in our book, we live in a risk society. Berger's theories concentrate on the effects of our interactions with the world around us, and how we shape our own realities based on those interactions. Our textbook's chapter on Berger describes how his theories relate to the importance of a crisis communication plan, which is what I will introduce to you in this presentation, while providing background reasoning for the importance of creating one, whether you're an individual or a Fortune 500 company. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few years, you have no doubt seen the issues we face by using technology. In 2014, 20 top companies released statements detailing significant breaches of security, including Staples, Sony, Kmart, Home Depot, Jimmy John's, Goodwill, Dairy Queen, UPS, PF Chang's, the State of New York, Michael's Craft Store, Sally's Beauty Supply, and Neiman Marcus. On August 31st of 2014, a collection of almost 500 private photos of various celebrities, mostly women and with many containing nudity, were posted on a website and later disseminated by other users on websites and social networks. The images are believed to have been obtained via a breach of Apple's cloud service suite, iCloud. Apple later confirmed that the hackers responsible for the leak had obtained the images using a very targeted attack on account information, such as passwords, rather than any specific security vulnerability in the iCloud service itself. Coined Celebgate, it brought internet security as well as how we identify celebrities as symbols to the forefront of general conversation. So you're probably thinking to yourself, how does this all impact me? Why does this matter? I'm not a celebrity. My photos aren't being compromised with iCloud. Who cares? But one of the things that we kind of have to realize is right now I'm recording this from my smartphone. My data is going into the cloud. My data is being used every time I swipe my debit card or make an automatic bill purchase, or my Netflix account renews off of my savings account. All of these things have a way to negatively impact our lives, and they're all tied into technology. According to Beck and Giddens, as a consequence of modern practices, we live in a risk society. According to Berger, because society is constantly producing new individuals, that new human concepts of inventions and new technology will continually become a part of our reality, meaning that no matter what we do, as new people are continually introduced into our society, there's going to be added technology and added problems. One of the things that I took note with was Berger's kind of way of describing how we build our own reality. And I think that one of the important things to note is the importance of a crisis communication plan, whether you're an individual like a student like we are, or whether you're, a major company. Because if you think about it, how many times have we gone out to a bar and been on social media, woken up the next morning, and someone's posted and tagged photos of us? You could be friends with your coworkers who are friends with your boss. Are your photos set on only your friends to see them, or friends of your friends? Are those untagged photos going to be seen by your boss anyway? And having kind of a pre-crisis plan is one of the most important things that we can do as individuals. The idea that we view the world around us in terms of a collection of symbols ties into Robert Craig's semiotic tradition. Quote, with its focus on the sign and symbol, semiotics integrates an amazingly broad set of theories dealing with language, discourse, and nonverbal actions. As shown in this illustration, there are 4 very important things to decide when creating your crisis communication plan, after already trying to kind of prevent the crisis from happening. If you can't do that, these are kind of the 4 things that you need to do. First, decide on your overarching objectives. What is the purpose of your crisis communication? Who are you targeting? What do you want to see happen from this? Step 2 is to define your target audience. Is it a community? Is it your boss? Is it a coworker, etc.? Choose your key messages. What do you want your communication to say? This kind of ties back into your overarching objectives with what do you need to address, what happened with your crisis, what do you want your end result to be? And then the fourth step is to select the channels of communication. How do you plan on disseminating this message to best reach your target audience and to best convey your key messages and to best obtain those overarching objectives towards your end goal? Responses to Celebgate ranged from, quote, if they didn't want them to leak, why did they take them? To the opposite end of the spectrum, as illustrated by Jennifer Lawrence and her public relations team. These responses are exactly the type of crisis that must be accounted for in a crisis communication plan because they affect the image of the individual or corporation and how the world sees and defines them or it as a whole. No matter the size of the brand, small business, individual college student, or a major corporation, various ideas remain constant when identifying potential reactions to a crisis, part of an integral crisis communications plan. The 4 phases to crisis communications: crisis preparedness, the initial response, maintaining ongoing corrective actions and reactions until the crisis has run its course, and evaluation and follow-up are all important things to be addressed. But most importantly, I think that we should address crisis preparedness in the actual creation of a crisis communication plan. As stated earlier, Berger's theories relate to how we construct our realities. By crafting a plan regarding how to best avoid, yet handle if necessary, any crisis we may face in our lives in regard to our public image, we can feel more at ease that our constructed realities are positive ones. In conclusion, though we may not face the same challenges that celebrities or major corporations do, the challenges that have played out for us in the past year have just further solidified the need for the creation of a crisis communication plan in our everyday lives.